Well, seems like we've been gone for a while. So hang out at the bar with me, grab a drink, let's get reacquainted. Welcome back to the Twee'quel podcast. What's up, everybody? I'm Jake Alexander, the voice in the void, the lone wolf, your favorite host with a lisp. Welcome back to the Twee'quel podcast. I've missed you all very much, but we have no time for pleasantries because we have a lot to go through, and we are going to get through as much of it as we can. So that I know you have questions about where I've been and what I've been doing and this, that, and the other. We had a lot of news that we're just not even going to touch today. We'll get to it on Saturday when we get back to our regularly scheduled episodes. But today we're just going to talk about what I've been doing, where I've been, and get reacquainted, and we get this thing back to rolling. So Nikki Rev got some questions for us, so she's going to ask me the questions. I'm going to give you the answer, and then we'll move on from there. Nowhere. Seriously, I didn't go anywhere. I've been right here in the vault, just putting pen to paper, trying my absolute best to figure out how to move this podcast forward. I've been working on the new podcast space, so it'll look different going forward with a couple of other things. We'll still be behind the bar doing episodes, but we'll also have another little setup where we can do episodes from. But yeah, if you were expecting me to tell you about some whirlwind trip of me going to see something, I didn't do anything. I went to work, came home, spent extra time with the family, extra time with the wife and the kids, and just hung out with them and just relaxed and let my body recharge. That's pretty much all I did. I didn't go anywhere. So yeah, if you're expecting some big tale, I don't have nothing for you. No, I was actually going to, and that was kind of the plan at first, was to record little things and just send messages while I was away, because it was only supposed to be a layoff for about 2 weeks, but it turned out to be more than a month. Today's Halloween, as you all know, so happy Halloween, by the way. Yeah, it wasn't supposed to be this long, but once I got into the relaxing and just the hanging out, I was like, you know what, let me take some extra time and try to do some other things with the family. And I got some work done around the vault, and I fixed up a bunch of things outside of the recording space. But so, yeah, the things that I was going to record, I just said, forget it. Honestly, they would have been kind of half-assed, and I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to give you half-assed episodes. I hate that I left you with nothing this whole time, but sometimes that has to happen. So no, I didn't record anything. I just totally left it alone, left the camera alone, left the recording equipment alone. I wasn't even over here with the mic. I would just relax and just nothing. I didn't record a single thing. A lot of watching TV. So yeah, like I said, when I wasn't at work, I was home. I was watching movies, watching anime. I went to the movies a handful of times. I watched as much as I could possibly watch while things were going on. I read a ton of comic books. I bought a bunch of stuff. As far as movies go, The Joker was actually okay, but I didn't think it wasn't a movie that needed to be made. I'm not going to crap on a movie like everybody else. It just crossed $200 million, I want to say, in the last couple of days, and the budget was $200 million. So it's not going to lose money, but it ain't going to make much either. I found out also that Ant-Man Quantumania actually did make money, which is a good point of news. Everybody said it lost, but it didn't actually make money. Not a lot. It didn't even make $100,000, but it actually made like 88, 89, something like that. Transformers 1 was absolutely fantastic. Damn near a perfect movie. The only thing I would have changed, just me personally, and it would have been a perfect movie to me, I would have had Peter Cullen come in and do the last couple of lines for after Orion Pax turned into Optimus Prime. Same thing with Megatron. I always forget the original voice actor's name, but he's still alive as well. I would have had both of those guys come in and do the last couple of lines for the movie when they fully become Optimus Prime and Megatron, and not just the two Orion Pax and his friend that became those two. I would have had those two guys come in and do the last couple of lines. That would have made the movie perfect. But outside of that, Transformers 1 was a gigantic surprise. I was expecting it to be good, and I was expecting to like it, but I wound up loving it. Absolutely fantastic movie. And I just saw Venom. Venom is another surprise. I was not expecting Sony to actually do the good thing, do the correct thing. Fantastic film. Venom was actually really good. They didn't kill the villain, which is good. Marvel, take note, you don't have to kill your villains. You can use them later on again. and then the story actually made sense, and they have a way forward, because even though while you're watching it, Venom actually isn't gone. He's there. That cockroach you saw, that's Venom. He's going to reconstitute himself. He's going to come back. I don't think he's going to be connected to Eddie Brock going forward, because they are saying that you're going to see Null in the Spider-Man movie with Tom Hardy. His fourth movie, you're going to see him show up in that, and that's all going to lead back into the multiverse saga with everything in the MCU. So the fact that they did this movie correctly, shout out to Sony, and thank you, Sony, for actually not killing your villain and actually doing the correct thing. So I wasn't all hyped for Sony doing any more movies, because they seem to always drop the ball. But now that this has come out, now that Venom is good, and I'm glad it is good, I'm actually looking forward to Kraven now. I can't believe I actually said that out loud, but yeah, I'm actually looking forward to Kraven. As far as TV outside of movies, Penguin, absolutely fantastic show, one of the best shows this year. Agatha All Along, really good. It way better than I thought it was gonna be. But outside of that, yeah, that's all I was doing: reading comic books, watching anime, and watching TV. And I went to the movies. That was it. I didn't do anything. So let that serve as the as those 3 quick reviews for those movies, because I won't be reviewing them any other time soon, not unless you just really want me to. But yeah, that's all I was doing, just hanging and watching. My Halloween plans are to go to work. Yeah, I have to work today. I am going to be wearing I'm going to wear a costume to work. I already wore one to drop the kids off at school earlier today. Dressed up as Falcon to drop the kids off. So I'm going to wear a Cyber Ninja outfit to work, and I'm going to have that on. As you see, I have my headband for Naruto. So I guess this is costume number 2 for the day. Yeah, that's it. The kids are not going trick-or-treating. They want to go, but I had to be the big bad dad. They didn't do what I told them to do, and they misbehaved, and I told them if they keep misbehaving, then I was going to strip them of taking them trick-or-treating, and they thought I was joking. So here we are. They're not going to go trick-or-treating. They've gone to trunk-or-treat with their grandma and their aunt with their reunions, and that's about as close as they're going to get. There will be no costumes this year and no trick-or-treating, and it's kind of sad, because I love trick-or-treating. I love taking them trick-or-treating, but I had to put my foot down. That's what it is. But outside of that, yeah, nothing. I'm going to work and I'm coming home, unfortunately. Halloween's in the middle of the week. If it was a Friday, I probably would have took the day off, but today's Thursday, and I don't want to take a day off on a Thursday. That just seems kind of silly. So yeah, Halloween plans are kind of dull. So hope whatever you do for Halloween today, have fun, enjoy yourself, and stay safe. And kids, don't eat your candy until after your parents check it. Yeah, one of the costumes I was supposed to do, I didn't do it. It was supposed to be, I was supposed to make the cosplay for James from Team Rocket, but I decided just to buy it. And me and my wife are going to wear those and take some pictures or whatever. That was supposed to be our thing with the kids, but obviously we're not doing that. The other one, the Cyber Ninja one, that one I am still doing. Like I said, I'm going to wear that to work. So I am going to do a tutorial on how to build that cosplay for you, because I've seen these exact same cosplays tons of places, and they are very expensive. Not because like the sword is expensive, because you can always get a toy sword and make it look good, but the clothes themselves are really expensive, and you'll see it sometime next week. So make sure you're tuned into the channel. Sometime next week it'll be a cosplay tutorial, but we're going to do a closet. You know me, I love to do cosplay, but I always try to make it so that it can be afforded by everybody. I don't like to see everybody spend a ton of money on doing cosplay. Now, if you can do it and go all out and get the bells and whistles, please do what you want to do. I'm not telling you have to do it my way or one way or the other, but for people like me who do not want to spend all that money, and you will see what I mean by how much money you can actually wind up spending for one of these cosplays. I'm going to show you how you can build it on the cheap and still look really good, but you'll see that. Just make sure you tuned in next week. The recording space is coming. The problem with it was not the setup exactly. It was not the refurbishing and painting walls and this and the other. The problem was a lot of the equipment I have no idea how to use. Don't let the confidence that you see on this camera fool you. I am very much learning a little bit at a time every day. Every time I get behind this mic, I learn something new. I learn how to do something. So just remember that I'm not perfect, and that's what's taking so long. I have to learn how to use the equipment, how to set things up so it's all lit and it all sounds and it all really good and not so much professional, but it looks better so that you're interested in, and that you and so many others are interested in watching it. So yeah, that's really the hold up, me just figuring out how to use and to set up the equipment properly so you can see me and so you can hear me. Outside of that, sometime in December, maybe around Christmas, I'll debut the new recording space, or we might wait until after the new year with the first episode after the new year, and you'll see it. Because I really want that new space up and running by next year, because I am going to start to annoy the hell out of everybody. It's going to be content every day, or if not damn near every day, once I really get to that new space. So cross your fingers that we can do it before the end of next month, or maybe even after the first of the year, because I really do want to debut it for all of you. No, that's actually not all I got coming next year. Actually, good question. Thank you, Nikki. That's not all I got coming next year. Next year, expect at the very least one book from me next year. Yes, I've been working on a book, a novella, actually. It is a fantasy novel, and I just can't wait for everybody to read it. I have waffled back and forth with ever letting it see the light of day. I have been very hesitant to let people read stuff I write, but I am going to get this published. Right now it's in the editing stage. That's all I'm doing. It's done written. I'm done writing it. I have to edit it. I have to see if I can get it published through a regular publisher, or if I'm going to self-publish it. And I'm going to figure out, if I self-publish it, how do I make tons of copies, so when you order one, I'm gonna put that in the atmosphere. When people order it, they can get their copies. So that's the only holdup. Once I get it edited, once I get to the publisher and everything, and go through all those steps and design the cover too, I have to do that as well. After I do all that, then you'll see the book. I'm not going to tell you what it is. When I get ready to debut, we'll talk about it more. But yeah, and outside of that, there's actually 2 other books I have actually in the works. There's another one, a collection of stories that all fit a different theme. And then actually a cookbook. Yeah, I love to cook, and I do want to do a cookbook, and it's just specifically for families, so you don't have to go out and eat all the time. You need to learn how to cook. It's about doing the basics, but it's also about doing some fancy things too. And I really do want to do the cookbook, but that first one, that novella, has to get done first. The cookbook is always going to be on the back burner until I finish that one. And I will be working on the cookbook with a handful of other people, family members and friends who love cooking just as much as I do. So yeah, hopefully I'll cross my fingers. Hopefully we can do all 3 of those next year. But outside of the podcast and those, then yeah, I'm just going to annoy the absolute hell out of you. I'm going to be everywhere you turn around, and cross your fingers. If I work out a deal, we'll have some merch for the podcast very, very soon. Cross your fingers, it'll be before Christmas, but it all depends on how negotiations go with the printer for those. But yeah, 2025 is going to be the year of the wolf, and I'm the wolf, so get ready for that. Oh, another good question. Yeah, that's a curveball. That's not something I planned on talking about. I am fine. I know why this question was thrown in. Around this time of year, I suffer from seasonal depression, because I start to think about the 3 most important people I had growing up: my mom, my dad, and my grandmother, and I miss them all dearly still, and I always will. Yes, we're right around now is the anniversary of my mom's passing. Thanksgiving is right around the time my father's passing, and my birthday was when my grandmother was buried, and all 3 of those people are gone. And I think about them a lot around this time of the year, because this time of the year was when I was very close to them growing up, for obvious reasons. So I did not let myself spiral down that hole like I usually do right around now. I caught myself and I said, no, this is not what they would want you to do. They want you to live. They want you to be happy. So little by little, I keep myself and I check myself little by little every moment, every day, right around now, and say, nope, don't do that. Don't spiral out of control. So that's a good question. So I hope you are all doing well, because I know I'm not the only person that suffers from that. So if you are feeling it, you need somebody to talk to, hey, send me a message in the comments and I'll answer back for sure. We stick together. We're always together. Wolf pack, wolves run in packs, and we are the pack. And don't forget, I know I say it on normal episodes, if you feel like you need to talk to somebody, dial or text 988. It's for everybody. It isn't just for the other thing. It's for whenever you feel like you need somebody to talk to. So the number's always there. Don't forget it. The podcast isn't going anywhere. It's going to continue rolling. We get back to regular episodes this Saturday. And we're going to be talking about Blade this Saturday because there's a lot of misinformation out there about Blade. Some people seem to think that the movie is completely canceled and it's not. But we'll talk about that on Saturday. It's not going anywhere. It's just more of the same, but we're going to start adding on stuff. We're going to start content as often as I possibly can, not just once a week. It's going to be damn near daily, maybe twice a day. We'll see. It all depends on how it goes as we go. We're going to be talking about more than just anime and movies and comic books and stuff like that. We're going to start talking about real life. We're going to start talking about money. So start talking about politics, but those episodes will always be separate from the regular episodes. We'll get one Saturday like always, and then we'll fill those other episodes in during the week, and they will always be in smaller chunks. There won't be gigantic 2 and 3 hour episodes. I personally don't want to do that unless it's me interviewing somebody, and then that will always be a thing unto itself. You'll know that long before you'll know it's going to be long before you actually see it. But yeah, we're going to start throwing everything into the bucket and ripping out topics left and right. It's not going to be one steady thing from here on out. We're going to be all over the place because nerds are all over the place. And if anybody, I am definitely a nerd that's all over the place. I have different interests. So I want everybody to understand that nerds aren't just single-minded. We think about everything at all times because that's just how we are. So yeah, so get ready for that because it's going to be a lot, but I think we can still have fun with it and still be entertained and informed at the same time. So I look forward to doing all those topics when we get around to them. So yeah, that's it and that's all. It is time for us to go. Like I said, we were just doing this today just to get reacquainted, let you know what I've been up to over the last couple of weeks when I haven't been here. Like I said, I missed this. I really did. I wish I should have come back a lot sooner. I should have only taken the 2 weeks off, but I had to do other things. So, but yeah, I'm so happy to be back. I'm so happy that you decided to tune back in. Don't forget to check in Saturday when we're talking about Blade. That episode won't be very long, but we are going to talk about the timeline, what's actually happening with it, and what's going to happen in the future, because it actually leads into a couple of other things. And we're actually going to see Blade, our Blade, MCU Blade, not Wesley Snipes, before his movie, and I'll actually talk about that later on in that episode as well. But just make sure you tune in this Saturday for that, sometime around 12 noon, maybe a little later in the day, but you will get it, don't worry. Just make sure you're subscribed to the channel, make sure you're following, because Lord knows the algorithm on YouTube does not like small channels like mine, and I'm trying to make this channel grow as big as I can possibly get it. But until then, that's a whole separate topic. We'll talk about that at another time. So just remember to take care of yourselves, have fun. It's Halloween, get out there, trick or treat, have some candy, and don't eat it until you check it. I don't think I need to say that, but maybe I do need to say that, whatever. So just make sure you have some fun out there and take care of yourselves. It's not even a weekend yet. We still got a whole nother day to go, but we're over the hump, and it's Thursday. It's going to be Friday real soon, but that's all good. So it's time for us to go. We're out of here. We end this episode the same way we end every episode. God bless. I love you, and peace. See you next time.